In the summer of 1963, the first wave of baby boomers was coming of age and looking for a place to call its own. On June 30th, they got their wish with the opening of Eagle Point Funland at the end of Romberg Avenue, along the quarry bluffs near the approach to the Dubuque to Wisconsin toll bridge. Billed as the Tri-State's most unique fun spot, it featured roller skating, go-karts, an archery range, a pitching machine, miniature golf, pony rides, and a zoo. In 1955, Paul Wagner and Cliff Waller opened up the W&W roller rink on US 20, near the present site of Walmart. 7 years later, Wagner and Les Furseth purchased the Whirl Air roller rink along the city's northern riverfront and renamed it Eagle Point Roller Rink. The following year, they partnered with Tom Andreessen to expand their enterprise into Eagle Point Funland. Wagner and Furseth were both talented skaters and split duties at the rink, working every other weekend. The rink was unique, having hinged wooden walls that swung upward to create an open-air pavilion. The blue floor glistened under the special effects lighting, and metal skate boxes with silver clasps lined the shelves around the perimeter. The sounds of Elvis Presley, Herman's Hermits, and the Tokens' The Lion Sleeps Tonight set the pace for teens circumnavigating the rink. Many of the girls wore pom-poms on their skates. The bigger, the better. The kids waltzed, skated backwards, and did the two-step. Around 4 o'clock, Wagner would have the skaters gather on the floor, then toss a handful of pennies into the rink. The youngsters scrambled for the change and used the money to buy bottles of pop from the vending machine. Young men in their Chevys often lined the parking lot outside the rink when the panels were raised and watched the girls skate. Love blossomed there for some couples. The rink was also a venue for pickup hockey games, school gatherings, private parties, and concerts, including one by Vilas Craig and the Viscounts from Richland Center, Wisconsin. But the excitement wasn't limited to the roller rink. The park's go-karts, purchased from a Wisconsin dealer, were billed as much fun as a hot rod, and they were often treated as such. Boys would often crash them into each other or try to flip them. The archery range and the pitching machine, as well, invited a bit of recklessness from young men wanting to prove their machismo. For years afterward, stray arrows and baseballs were found on the hillside surrounding the park. For slower-paced fun, the park offered 18 holes of miniature golf on a course that included 3 water hazards and several flower beds. The final hole was designed as a clown face. If your shot landed in the clown's nose, you received a free game. With the park being wrapped by the towering limestone bluffs, the summer heat was often unbearable, promoting a booming business at the concession stand. Soft drinks and snow cones were popular in addition to popcorn and cotton candy. The younger set had ample opportunities to be entertained, with a merry-go-round, a small Ferris wheel, and kiddie cars. But it was the pony rides that seemed to attract the most attention. Among the favorite equines were Nick, Trigger, Pepper, Misty, and Larry, the small one. On one occasion, the ponies escaped and ran along the nearby railroad tracks all the way to the John Deere plant. Wagner took his truck to retrieve them. The park's zoo featured an assortment of animals from squirrels, deer, and a black bear to more exotic creatures such as a peacock, a monkey, and a lion named Felix. The star of the show, however, was Carol the chimp. Carol delighted the crowds by playing with the children, eating cotton candy, and riding a bike. She would even smoke a cigar and wear roller skates. One autumn afternoon, the chimp made an off-campus visit, appearing in the senior high school homecoming parade dressed as a football player. Like the ponies, Carol once escaped from her cage and proceeded down Romberg Avenue, knocking on neighbors' doors. The park's African lion was a 400 to 500-pound male purchased from a zoo in Madison. Felix was kept in a cage next to the monkey. The lion's tail would hang outside its pen, and the monkey would grab it and yank on it. The ongoing teasing finally stopped when the normally docile lion spun around and bit off the monkey's arm. Wagner made the best of the situation after the monkey was put down, staging a big funeral, complete with pallbearers. By the mid-1970s, competition from other teen venues like Skate Country began taking its toll on Eagle Point Funland, and the park sold the building that housed its skating rink. In 1982, the closing of the Eagle Point toll bridge ended the stream of traffic past the site and made Romberg Avenue a dead end. The business lasted until 1990, when increased operating costs forced its closure. But for more than 2 decades, the baby boomer generation was able to enjoy the Tri-State's most unique fun spot.